We've already done select statements, done quite a bit of select with fetch one and fetch all. Those are things that we did before with straightforward select from. I want to do insert. So show you what it looks like, and then you can relate that back to what we're doing. We've got the same list coming up. I've added a link at the top, add a new record, and I get a beautiful form, which I happen to know is name and publisher. So let's put a name of a game, which is My Cool Game, of course. And the publisher is me. If you want to make your forms look better, go to HTML forms on W3 Schools. You can make them look as good as this. We're going to do Bootstrap later, not right now. So My Cool Game, me, submit. And at the bottom, My Cool Game has been submitted. I'm not displaying the publisher, but that is in the database as well. So let's look at what that is, how that is happening. Firstly, let's quickly look at the form. No surprises there. Form method equals post with 2 fields and a submit button. This is where the magic happens over in this /create method. So I did a bit of copy and paste, of course, because I couldn't be bothered typing out methods equals get and post and all the rest of it again. And the database connection lines, obviously I'm going to copy and paste those. But let's look what's going on. So firstly, check. We always need to check with forms. Are we on that first time through? So nobody has clicked a submit button yet. So if request.method equals post means they have clicked the submit button, in which case we do this. Otherwise, we're going to show them the form, create.html, this thing over here. If they have clicked the submit button, great, let's deal with it. So we do the database thing, create a connection, and the SQL syntax is insert into, the table name with the fields we're inserting into. And then the values, the same way we parameterize the actual values so that we don't get our horrible SQL injection attacks. And we use this vals thing. And you can see I've gone in for the vals, I've got 2 values. I've got the request.form name, so that's from the form, name, and publisher. So then cursor.execute SQL, vals, and in order for that to actually be written to the database, we need to do this connection.commit. So we need this line if we're doing insert, update, and delete statements. It makes it actually write to the database. And then the last thing I've done, which is slightly different, is once I've added a record to the database, I don't necessarily want to add another one. I guess you might, but I don't in this case. So I've done redirect back to the /home link. And of course, that is yet another import we need to have. I think this is pretty much the full house of the standard imports we do. Render template, request, and redirect. You're having pretty much all of them. All right, so that's how we do an insert in SQL from a form. One thing I will just point out very briefly is back here, you'll notice that My Cool Game is number 64. That field is an auto number. I didn't have to put in something for all the other fields because they're not set in the database to be not null. And I didn't put in anything for the game ID because that is an auto number and it will automatically increment and insert a value for that.